Hi, Stanley. We are live.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat and Angie with Local Vibes. And today we are very happy to be joined by Tim Labatzky of Patriot-owned-businesses.net.
Patriot owner.
Patriot
business owners.
Patriot business owners. I wrote it wrong. Oh my gosh. That's what I get, Tim, for writing stuff down.
Actually, he did it right. He did it wrong.
And he's also
businesses.net.
There you go. And he's also got a Facebook group, which is where I found him, that has 17.4 thousand members. That is awesome. So, oh gosh. And then his website has almost 1,300 members on that. So it's phenomenal. I can't wait to talk to you about that and how you've grown and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing that, well, are you getting it shared?
I'm working. I think it's already in there.
Trying to get it shared into your group.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay.
Ignore me.
All right. So, like I said, I found you through the Facebook group. And, for me, what was really cool, because of the fact that, if people out there don't know me, and my husband, Pat, we own a business. We own a website, marketing, advertising, design business for over 25 years now. And, we like to help businesses and we like to connect with businesses in the US. So, what I really loved about your group is it was USA loving, like-minded, hardworking, and supportive businesses all the way around. So that's why I became a part of it back in July. And I love being in it. And, so now, guys, we're gonna talk to Tim and find out a little bit more about him. Why don't you give us a little background on you, Tim?
Oh, let's don't go too deep on that. So I come from a very large military family. My grandfather, my mother, my dad, and actually both my sons. Now I'm showing my age.
That's okay.
We're in the military, and my grandfather and my dad owned businesses when they got out of the military. Unfortunately, both of those didn't succeed as they should have. And so I've been around small business aspects for pretty much my whole life. Something I've talked about when I've done speaking events is the thing that really sticks in my mind. And this is probably 30 years ago. See, be 20. No, actually even longer than that, probably 35 years ago. I remember my mom and dad were sitting around the kitchen table and I was already in bed. And my dad was concerned with his business that he didn't know what he was going to do that week to pay his employees. It wasn't to pay himself or to pay my mother. He was worried about the people that work for him.
Wow.
Luckily, things panned out from that. But that little comment of hearing that, which I wasn't supposed to, I was supposed to be asleep. But
yeah,
hearing that has stuck with me forever.
Wow.
I've owned a small business. I've sold it. I've always been very supportive of American businesses and obviously America.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the time, being at the age I am now, I'm realizing, even through everything that's happened in the last 52 years, which, yes, that's am I 50? Yes. No, I'm sorry. I'm 53.
Damn, you're old.
We
got you beat by a couple.
Yep.
Well, not much though. Not much.
Not much.
I just hide my beard. I should have done the guys thing on there to turn. Anyways,
I get it. Mine's all white. Top's all white. What's left?
This didn't used to be.
I know.
But actually, that is gray hair on the sides. It does look like I have a Fu Manchu, but that's actually.
Oh yeah. I thought maybe you were dyeing that.
Yeah, right. To make it look. Actually, I never noticed that. It is coming in pretty well.
Oh yeah,
it is
good.
Right. So that's
think about it.
Right. So that's my background is I was born in Michigan, went back and forth from Michigan to Texas about 4 times with my family. I have family in Michigan, Texas, Florida. Um, was raised by my mother and father, which are still together today, which I don't know why my mom puts up with my dad, but God, I hope she's not listening. Um, and was just raised by the true American values. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in America. That's where it should be.
I like it.
That was my little soapbox right there.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with soapboxes. I think it's probably needed these days.
Yeah.
So what industry, you said you owned a business before. What industry was that?
Actually, kind of a funny story, I guess, is you remember when the vaporizers first came out, like the e-cigs and that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I jumped on boat quick because I could see everybody starting to use them.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran the business for about 2 years and then sold it to somebody else because I knew it would become,
Just
very
in time.
expensive. So I got into it and got out quick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So then do you have another business besides the website and, doing the Facebook group then now that you are running?
Not that I'm running. I was very, very heavily involved in construction for a very
Mhm.
long time. I took a hiatus from work to get POB up past where it should be because we never thought POB would have became what it is now. So I took a hiatus from work. We've had some great admins and people helping us. So
Uh-huh.
now here pretty soon I'm going to go back to work and kind of push that, onto the admins and that.
So that's a
Nice.
cool story. We were chatting beforehand. We don't know each other. We've never met. It's the first time we've talked. We are 25 years sitting next to each other. Basically, we started website design way back, before Facebook and Google. But
There.
it's the fact that you created something out of nothing is what is really cool. You
Yeah.
just kind of took a tool that everybody has for free and you made something out of it and you're making a difference. So that's cool.
And I appreciate that. And that's actually how POB got started is, of course, everybody knows 2020.
Yeah.
Is that when you started?
Yes, there's a local restaurant here, and I'm not going to name any names, but we had went in there probably 2 or 3 times a week. And, before, 2020. And then when that started to unfold, we tried to go in there one night, and the people that I've known for 5 years, as we're standing at the front, he goes, "You can't come in unless you're wearing a mask." I said, "Well, I'm not going to wear a mask, and I'm going like 10 feet from here. I just want to sit down and eat. You know me. Can I eat?" He says, "If you don't put a mask on, we have to ask you to leave. And if you don't leave, we're going to call the police." And I said, "You know what? We're just going to leave." So we're in the truck, and this is where my wife comes involved. So and I'm just spewing out. She's like, "You're talking to me. I hear this all the time. What are you going to do about it?" I'm like, "I'm going to create a
Oh.
Facebook group right now." And I went on Facebook in the parking lot of this restaurant and created Patriot owned businesses, which I think the original name was American Patriot Supporting American Businesses, which I could never remember anyways.
Right.
People would be like, "Oh, what's the name of your group?" I don't know. So that's actually how POB got started, was in a parking lot of this restaurant that basically kicked us out. And it was originally meant to just help family and friends that we know to
Mhm.
support businesses that we know believe in the same things that we do. And it just, over time, it just exploded. I'm like, this is
Really?
more than just a family run operation. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. So that's how POB got started, in a parking lot of a Mexican restaurant
Wow.
in Plano, Texas. And if anybody can figure out which restaurant it was, I'll send you a POB t-shirt.
Oh, that's a great idea. Great idea.
It's cool that can be done. And, this day and age, you can just do that. And, what it's turned into, 17.4 thousand right now members.
It's about to hit 17.5 probably in the next week and a half.
Well, we'll see if we can speed
Awesome.
that up. Everybody
Hopefully.
that watches this will put the link and go to it and check it out. I actually learned about it from somebody in it. It was Michael Hurst.
Oh yeah, Michael was the one.
He's in
Yes.
Texas. He's just, Michael?
Yes.
He's the one that told me to check it out. So that's how I got in, and I'm not real active in it, but it's a very, I'm a marketer. I'm a lot of Facebook groups. I hate most of them.
Yep.
Yours, I don't hate. It's positive, it's engaged, and people are actually helping other people, which is the point.
And supportive. That
Yes.
I think is one of the biggest things. And maybe it's just, I'm not in there every single moment. So if there are people that aren't supportive, there may be some, responses to some posts, but almost every time it always is somebody trying to help somebody else. And even if it's in the same business, they still try to help them. It's not like other groups I've been in. Oh my gosh, dude.
Focus on the negative.
Yes, and people are, getting mad at this person or mad at that person. Oh, you're just trying to do this. You're just trying to sell me, whatever. There's none of that. And that's why I've loved it. And I've loved making comments and everything in there and posts in there because everybody's supportive. So,
And we
kudos.
definitely appreciate y'all's input and being part of the group. And that's what we strive for is this group, or I can't call it a group anymore. This organization
Yeah.
was created to support other patriots. It's not to go on and bash somebody.
Right.
It's not to go on and, post your political views or to post your memes. We decline more posts every day than we approve.
Really?
We decline more members. Believe it or not, out of the 17,000 members that are on there, and y'all are newer to the group, since we do an extensive amount of background checking,
Mhm.
I mean, we don't pay for anything, but we'll go on and check their Facebook and that.
I do the same thing.
We have probably only had to kick out a handful of people
Really?
over the past 3 years because we do that to make sure, that it's a place for real Americans, basically, to
Mhm.
go on and you can voice your opinion and, you know, express how you feel about your business or how you feel about somebody else's business. We started this with no zero idea that it would be where it is now, to the fact that if I'm giving you a platform that has 17,000 conservative Americans and right now a little over 1,300 businesses on the website, if you don't utilize that, I don't know what to tell you. It's
Yeah.
free. It doesn't cost you anything to look these businesses up. We've never charged to join our Facebook group. We've never charged a business to join our website, and we would never charge people to find out where they can find these businesses. So it's a free, which most I shouldn't say Democrats, most of the people that don't agree with everything we believe in, it's free.
Yeah.
Right.
Use it to your advantage. That's what we built it for, and that's probably why we have so much interaction in that with so many members. And we even had, and I didn't even know about this till about 2 months after, and I'll make this as fast as possible, but we had a member that the mother was in the hospital during the C thing.
Mhm.
And the doctors wouldn't allow the husband to go in. They wouldn't allow family to go in. They put her on a respirator, and basically her health was failing. And you can find this on Epcot, EPOCH. I think
Mhm.
they did an interview with this lady. The husband basically had to dress up as a nurse, go in there, takes his wife out down the back stairs to get her out. The daughter, which is a member of Patriot owned businesses, sent out a post in POB regarding help they needed, oxygen, doctors, blah, blah, blah. POB stepped up. They had more oxygen they knew how to do with. Doctors were going over there and helping them
Oh my goodness.
time and brought her back. And during that interview, she sends out a small plug for Patriot owned businesses. And again, I didn't know about it. We didn't know about it. A member sent it and said, you got to watch this. These people are talking about POB.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And that's
really
what POB is for. Help, 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 help.
Yeah. And that's the definition of community.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's the
what
definition of patriotism.
Yeah. And you've built that, and your culture is there. And it's something that, I mean, I'm sure it shouldn't be a big deal, but it is now.
I think it's there with a lot more people than what truly we all know. And it's just starting to come out more, and it's starting to band us all together and support each other. And, it's the American way.
It
And
is.
we're coming
That's what
back
this
to it.
country was founded on.
Yep. So tell me, how many are you in every state? Is every state represented so far?
We are. We are in all 50 states, not just with
Cool.
members, but with businesses also.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's something you were talking about, how you vet people getting in. I'm somebody that I've started several Facebook groups, and never grown anything near like you, but
No.
I did the same thing. I'm going to look at your Facebook profile. It's usually pretty easy to see if you fit in or not. And, it doesn't matter what the reason is. I just don't let you in. And our website has a plugin that if you're outside of the United States, you can't even see it.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's nothing against anybody, but like I said, I'm a marketer. I can't help anybody in any other country because I wouldn't be talking about what I'm an expert at. It's just, so I just don't, there's no reason to even let you see it. So
Right.
it's America first with us. Only.
I agree 100%. I mean, we've had to kick out a couple of people that we thought were here, and then kind of going back to it, the support we have through our organization. People send a message and go, hey, this guy's not in America.
Yeah.
Really?
Some slip through. I mean, I can't,
Yeah.
be 100% all the time. We're like, all right, you're out.
Yep.
And I'd send a message to one going, where are you located? And I can't remember where it was. It was overseas somewhere. I said, sorry, man, I got to kick you out. You're not part of it.
Just not for you.
Yep.
So has your wife been just like amazed at, number one, that you listened to her and started it, and number two, just at how it's grown?
Her and actually her family and even my family are beyond amazed on even me, I can't even just say them, are amazed on what, POB has become, and the dedication that the members have and that we have to keep supporting it. I mean, we've seen and been part of groups that after 2020 came out and then dissipated,
Mm-hmm.
try to do something, and we just keep chugging along. We've never stopped. And our goals and our ideas have never changed from day one. Yes, we add stuff and we change things, but our main goal is to support conservative Americans that will support conservative businesses. Again,
Mhm.
no politics involved in this. To
Right.
everybody that needs to understand that the P does not stand for politics, it's Patriot, which I
Right.
know is a hush word now.
Yeah. And we're the same way. I mean, our politics, we try to keep it out of business because it doesn't have any place there.
No.
It doesn't matter. I guess we can tell the story about how we got to be where we are. We followed a similar path to you. We've had a website design for 25 years under our name, Cherubini. It was just the Cherubini company. It used to be called Cherubini Designs. We kind of switched it to make it more, it's hard to say and hard to spell. So we started right around 2020 and doing the same
With local
thing.
vibes.
It was Hometown
Or-
Revolution
oh, yeah.
is what it was called. And it was, get this, it was a directory for local businesses to try to help local businesses. But we just didn't keep at it like you did and didn't grow it. That's what turned to Local Vibes. And then the podcast was just us trying to help other small businesses, for nothing. We can interview them. We can give them our information. We can get the word out for them because marketing is one of their big problems. But we started the same thing that you excelled at.
Yeah. So we're in awe, definitely in awe of that.
It's luck. It's luck.
Oh.
And I
I'm
went
sure
through and
there's
I've
more.
watched a few of y'all's podcasts and that, and you guys do an amazing job. And to upkeep, what America believes in and our values. And I would never say we have to step back in time or the worst thing you could say is, I wish it could be like it was. You
Yep.
can't do that. Everything advances. There's still technology and, everything advances, but there's still a path that can be followed, like y'all are doing with your podcast, that shows that you don't have to go to Walmart, Starbucks, which, speaking of that Stanley Cup thing.
Yep. Did you see all the posts on the
I
Stanley and Yeti and all that?
I have, and I didn't know what's going on, but I can assume I know what's going on.
Yep.
But yeah, we
It's
do that all the time.
about the name.
Yeah.
Which, nothing
Mhm.
against Stanley. Years ago, when I was in construction, I had one of those old school Stanley cups
Put your
that they
soup in it.
basically told you was for coffee. They had the little cup on top.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
With a matching lunch
Yes,
pail. That was
I
a
would
working man's pet.
never disrespect them, because that thing was kick butt.
Yep.
I mean, I rolled it up under my seat. I drove over it. It still worked.
Yep.
They were
So
smart.
no disrespect against them. They're doing a great job with their marketing, but
Yeah.
it kind of shows how, somebody's going to stand in line at Starbucks or at Target for 6-8 hours to get a cup, when you can
Crazy.
basically get the exact same thing from a POB for half the cost, and all you do is order it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep.
The power of marketing and advertising just has, tenfold with the internet and people following
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff like that.
definitely, we push it. Sometimes it feels like it's on deaf ears, but don't go to Walmart. Don't go to Starbucks. Go to the local guys. It's groceries. It's hard. We have one in our in our city that's family owned. And it's just hard to not support the big box.
I was just actually, and you probably have to deal with this too. I was actually just on a post today from we have a local restaurant that just opened. They actually used to be like the satellite restaurant to a brewery that is in town, and they were part of it. Great food, kind of a bad reputation in terms of that they always ran out a lot, but everybody still went because we loved it. And, you just try to get there early to get there before they ran out, but great people that own it. And they keep getting, some bad reviews on social media and on Google, and they joke about it. And finally today they posted about, they posted the review, not the person's name, but posted the review, and it was a 2-star review. And they actually addressed it. They made a joke about it, which is them. That's their personality. And then they addressed it seriously. And that was great. And I commented on there, but I never usually do. I see them all the time, but I never comment. And I finally commented. I said, guys, I told them what they did right. And then I said, hopefully consumers will be watching this or reading this, because they need to know that the things that they say about these little small mom and pop local businesses, when they give a 3-star review and below, it hurts those businesses, what they say. I'm like, do that business a favor and either talk to them personally or give them a 4-star. Tell them what they did right, because there had to have been something that they did right, because that's why you came in. So you had to have found something nice. And then after that, then you can kind of, give your advice, so to speak. But, don't go on there and just start bashing these businesses that are actually supporting the USA. It's what, it's what built us. So I don't know if you deal with any of that, but.
Oh, daily.
Mhm.
Daily. Like, we get messages, and again, and I can tell you this because we're live on air, that I am not responsible for somebody else's business practices. We get messages quite a bit of somebody asking us, oh, I tried to contact this guy, he didn't call me back. Well, that's between you and him.
Yeah.
It's not between me, you, and him.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you want? What am I going to do? Go over there and drag him out of his house and beat the crap out of him? I mean, he's a business. You're the consumer. Deal with it like an adult.
There you
You
go.
know, send him a message, call him, whatever you need to do. I can't do anything about it. I don't have any say on what somebody's business practice is.
Right.
Going back to that, like the review thing, we've had to kick a couple posts out where somebody is bashing on another company, and I
Mhm.
could tell by reading it that they were going way above and beyond what actually happened. And I
Really? They were
see that
just
even
trying to
on,
hurt him.
yes, like Yelp and whatever. You read some of these reviews, which me and Shannon will sit around and just read random Yelp reviews on some businesses we've been to,
Mhm.
and it's just so extreme. We've been there. I'll just use a restaurant for an example. We've always had decent service. The food's okay. We enjoy our time there. Then you see a review where they're like, "Oh, the guy like smacked me in the face and threw our table over and followed me to the bathroom and beat my kid
What?
up in the parking lot." They just go so far off the rails when it comes to review. They serve this stuff as raw. It's like, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But Google in that lets all this go through when it's falsified information. Probably they weren't even there.
Yeah. That's
And that's
usually
what
it.
POB is for. Is if you weren't there, like we don't allow posts in where they're like, "Hey, come give us a review." No, don't do that because you've never been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I don't believe in that sort of advertising because it's not fair not only to you or the consumer, but you haven't even
It's
experienced this
just
place.
not
If you're
real.
going to do that, tag yourself there and then
Right.
show proof that you've been there.
Yeah. That's true. Show a picture.
So yes,
Post a
we do
picture.
definitely run into some very interesting conversations with certain members that don't quite understand maybe what Patriot-owned businesses is about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's social media in general. You
True.
got to filter out a lot of stuff.
Keyboard warriors.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So your growth, are you still growing at the pace you want? Because I know Facebook changes all the time.
Yeah.
Has the recent changes. They were all in on groups for a while. Advertising on the Super Bowl, and now I've heard and seen other group owners say it's not quite as good as it was a while ago. So how are you dealing with it? Are you dealing with it? And how are you going to get around it?
It kind of jumps with Facebook. Like I can make the same post one week and get 1,000 hits, make the same post 2 weeks later and get 3 hits. We kind of do the workaround on that is we'll change up how we're doing it.
Mhm.
We did notice there for a while that anything that we had done I could tell was getting pushed down because even just a common question would show 3 or 4 people commenting or something. And usually we get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 comments.
Mhm.
I think every time I open my phone and the little wheel is spinning on the Facebook thing, they're
Mhm.
changing something.
Oh, for sure.
So it
For sure.
resets everything. The only way we've figured out to even get over that is we will change, like, even if we just made a post that said, have you supported a POB this week? And we notice it's not flying because we're using the same words we used in one, 2 weeks earlier. We'll
Mhm.
change that. POB needs your business, support them here. And all of a sudden it goes back up.
Ah.
Yep. So that's a little secret. I won't charge you for that.
Okay. Appreciate that.
But if
Interesting.
you do change the wording, like
Yeah.
we have quite a few posts that we have that are set to run every day.
Yeah.
And I have noticed, which is getting better now, but there for a while, like I have an automatic post set up in the morning to do the
The pledge.
Pledge of Allegiance
Yeah.
at
That's
8
cool.
which was supposed to run at 8. Now I got to go on there and take 8 a.m. out because sometimes I'll do it at 7:15, 7:30. And it
Way in.
wasn't gaining much recognition as far as what I could see of people seeing it.
Yep.
So we changed the time and I changed the wording and now it's going back up again. So now I have to go in and take the 8 a.m. out because they decide they're going to post it at 7:15 and I look like an idiot when it says, "Hey, every morning at 8 a.m." Wait a minute.
Ah.
7:15.
Yep.
They always try to keep you on your toes.
Yep. So that's, Facebook is definitely, if I could write a book about how to elevate Facebook, I wish I could. Sometimes it's great. Like one day we'll have 150 people try to join, and then we'll go 4 or 5 days where 4 people. And I just can't
Really?
figure it out. It's like, what changed? We haven't changed.
Yeah.
We've never changed our logo. We've never changed our background. Our
Mm-hmm.
our voice is still the same. Just somehow it gets, pushed down, and then I'll get 15 people to try to join, and because we have questions, to join POB, and one of them is, how did you learn about POB? And they'll put, it popped up on Facebook. Well,
Oh.
how come it didn't pop up last week?
Yeah.
So whatever they're doing over there, it's a hard workaround, but that's how we've been able to. We just keep changing some of our wording on our posts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any help doing this, or have you just been
Winging it.
you winging it, sitting there at the computer trying to figure it out and failing and trying again?
It actually, from the start, was just me winging it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me and my wife, and I just kept going and going and going. And this is probably one of my biggest faults, is I don't like help, because if I
Oh.
ask for help, then I see you're looking at them, so I know what that means.
Yep.
A lot of times I turn it down because I want it, even though I'm asking for help, then you got to do it the exact same way I tell you, which isn't fair.
Yeah.
My
Actually,
wife,
he and I both do that to each other. So
see, my wife got me a little bit past that, and some other members in the group that we've added as admins and administrators and helping us with the website kind of pushed me past that. They're like, well, at least let me try, and then you tell me, what you think. Which we had an event, I don't know, it was like 3 months ago, and I'm usually the MC.
mm-hmm.
And then I'll even, do a little speaking towards it. And my wife's like, if you're going to do this event, you want me to come, then Casey Britton is one of our big admins. She supports POB since
Mm-hmm.
day one. You make her the MC. So I'm like, all right. So I send her a message. I said, hey, I want you to MC this event that we got coming up. And her first words back were, but what about if I do it wrong? I said, that's fine. I'll just walk out of the building, and then you guys can control it from there. Which she did an amazing job. It did help me get over that hurdle that I was fearing, that maybe it wouldn't go my way, but she did an amazing job, and it's kind of opened my eyes up, which has helped POB, because now I have other people, involved, which I still take on too much, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
That's hard. We do the same
Yeah, we do
thing.
the same thing
all the time.
Tell me about your events. What do you do? What is a POB event?
We actually have a variety of events. So there's a lot of things involved now, since POB has grown bigger than what it originally started out at. We're setting it up to where we do an event once a month, which we're kind of having to change that a little bit because we're going out of state now.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we'll do an event once a month where we gather POB members and businesses where they can get together and network with each other. And we'll have live entertainment or speakers that join us. We do the POB marketplaces, where we get all the people that sell products or want to, expand their business or talk to people about their business, to come out, kind of like a flea market, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Where we set up in a POB business parking lot or in their building, and then show, they go out and sell their products. We have a wide variety of events that we've done and that we're doing. We did I don't know if you guys remember that tornado that went through and it hit like 4 states and just devastated it. We did fundraising events for that, which is part of the POB Gives Back, where we collected funds and we bought a bunch of stuff, and we went through all 4 states and we're delivering stuff to these towns that were devastated by that tornado. And in all honesty, and I'll give him a cheap plug, but Chad Prather was hugely involved in that. He's been a big supporter of our group, which you might not know him. He's kind of a local Texas boy.
I know him.
You do?
Yep. So, and as we get bigger, we're getting bigger people with bigger influence, and it's, like Mypillow is supporting us now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Global. Yep. So whereas we grow, we're getting, bigger people, which helps us when we do events, because then I can call them and go, hey, I
Yeah,
need you to come out and speak at this event or perform, or
for
which we
sure.
do have our gala coming up in November, which will be the first time we've ever done this. We're going to have, Chad Prather's going to be there. We're working on Mike Lindell and a couple other performers to come out and, serenade the POB group.
Awesome. Where are you doing that at?
It's going to be here local the first time,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good question because everybody says, you guys are always in Texas. To clarify that, that's not true. We've been to Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Louisiana, Illinois. So we've been out. It's your responsibility if I'm in your state to come see me. I can't come to your driveway
Hey, you
and
started
do
in
an event.
Texas.
Yeah, that's
That's
where you're
the
at. That's the way
home.
it works.
Yep. This is our hub, but we are, as we're expanding and people are helping us like set up events in other states, which is what we're looking for. Is if, you live in Idaho, you're like, oh, when's POB coming here? Well, you got to help us because I don't know
Yeah.
everybody in Idaho, and you live there. Help us out, and then we have no problem going up there.
Yep. What? You look at me.
I got my brain is.
Should I keep talking?
Yeah. No.
Hey, I can keep talking.
So many things that you're doing that is just awesome for, when you're in your group, you can tell it's Texas.
Yeah.
But
yes,
it's not, but you can also tell it's not just Texas, it's not, and it's probably growing, and hopefully we can get some Ohio people in there. So,
that's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm electing you to.
We will lead the way.
Right.
We will
To
get
POB.
people in there because we want, we touched on it a little bit ago.
This is a POB Cup, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, I like
Stanley
it.
POB.
So the identifying as a Stanley.
Yeah, and this one too. See, woo! I can't use this big thing.
Yeah, you got to put a big handle on it with a bucket and carry it around.
Right.
Yep. But how do you, people like us, we're both trying to help small businesses. How do you get the word out to people that I'm going to backtrack here. We did a challenge a year ago or so that I don't even remember what the challenge was, but the winner it was a small business, local thing, not just our area, anywhere. But if you won, you got $100 gift card to the local business of your choice. Take a wild guess what the number one request was. If they won, what business they would pick?
Starbucks.
Walmart.
Oh, well, that's just as bad.
And it just blew my mind that so many people consider that when I say local business, I mean locally owned business.
Mm-hmm.
These people think it's the one that's closest to them, and they will not go to the mom and pop. And especially if it's a little bit more. And, how do you get the word out that if we keep giving our money to global companies, we're not going to move very far forward from here?
That's probably, we hint with that. Like when we post in the group, we hammer it home during our events. Because the way I look at it is, everybody bashes Facebook and all these other social media things, but I'm a strong believer in guerrilla warfare. If I can manipulate my Facebook group and organization and keep under the radar with small tidbits, and then when I speak in person or do something like this where I can voice my opinion, then I win. They lose. Don't bash on Facebook in that because you think they're bad. Not saying they're good, but when we're using them and we're winning, then it's good for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they own it.
Yep.
It's theirs.
So we push a lot trying to demonstrate an example is that Stanley Cup post that I made
Yep.
about, if you're going to stand in line, I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but if you stand in line for this cup, but you can't support
For the red
a
one.
small business, you're part of the problem. And sometimes I'll get comments about that where somebody's like, oh, well, this guy's charging me $7 more. Well, you know what? You can go to Walmart, save your $7, and I'm kicking you out of the group
Yeah.
because you are part of the problem.
Yep.
If I can guarantee in this household, I could take this camera around and show you everything in this house. We've supported, I would say, 100 of the businesses that are in the group. Now, we do have a lot of people also that support the group, but you don't see a lot of people talking about it, which is something that we got to push this year is if you bought something from a POB, post about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That'll kind of help
Take a
get
picture of it.
over that thing about, well, I can go to Walmart and get it for $9 or I can buy it for 11. Well, buy it for 11 and wait 2 days for it to come in.
Yeah.
The hard thing that any small business, or it doesn't even actually technically have to be a small business that you're fighting is, this might not be a perfect example for what you're asking, but this is a good example. Back in 2020, when they started announcing the lockdowns, and you might not have noticed this, but I did. And I'll tell you right now, I was at Walmart. The second day after they announced it, Walmart already had all the stickers on the floor telling you which way to go and everything on the door.
It's magic.
Now, I'm not the smartest businessman in the world. It takes longer than 2 days to get stuff printed.
It sure does.
They knew it was coming. They had
Yep.
the insight. How do you think Uber Eats all of a sudden became the biggest thing in the world? They started, and then when that hit, everybody was ordering Uber. Now all of a sudden they're this billion-dollar corporation.
That every small business had to be a part of.
Yes.
Every small restaurant had to be a part of, or they.
So we're going to shut down restaurants, pharmacies, anything that's a small local business, but you can still go to Walmart.
Yep. Walmart was essential, but the family-owned grocery store is non-essential.
Exactly. And Shelley Luther is a great example of that here locally, which again is a member of POB, been a member for a long time. She owned a salon in Dallas. You probably heard about this, that when the lockdowns came, she didn't shut her salon down.
Mm-hmm.
She actually went to jail because she wouldn't close her business.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's just absolutely crazy.
I've got a saying, it's almost exactly what you said, but I pin it on the local business owner. If you're a local business owner and you still shop at chains and big boxes, you're the problem. They're the ones that should be supporting each other. And I've made posts about that. And I've had other local business owners saying, hey, price is the price. And if it's cheaper there, I'm going there, which I come back and say, well, can we do that with your business? You don't want to give discounts. You want the best customer. Sometimes it costs a couple bucks more.
Yeah. And they won't that's, I'm sorry, excuse me. That's one of the things that we've noticed even with POB, like we do these networking events. It's not just to get the business in front of the consumers, to get the business in front of other businesses.
Yep.
Now, some of them do. Like you had said, you had seen that they share, like as an example, if a plumber is out of the area and somebody's asking, they reference somebody else. And we have some businesses that have bought supplies or products from other businesses. But the same thing falls that it's $2 more. Yeah, but if you pay that $2 now, it's not going to be nothing in the future, because then you're building the economy business to business, which is helping everybody out.
Yep.
I could go right now and go on to, I'm not even going to say any names, but some China company, and I could get 500 of these for half the cost of what I paid for those. But these are printed in America from a Patriot-owned business. Everything that we sell in POB, we have bought from a Patriot-owned business. Like today, before I met with y'all, I was over because we're getting my personal vehicle wrapped, or I'm sorry, the Patriot-owned business truck wrap.
Yeah.
With business logos and that on it that have paid for advertising. and it's local. It's right here in Plano. I could have definitely went somewhere else and got it cheaper, but I'm not
Yep.
going to do that. That's not what strives us to be what we're supposed to be.
And I think in our hometown in Newark, I think I start to see that more and more, and I hear that more and more from basically a lot from our clients and some of my friends. I do CrossFit, and so we have a community. Obviously, there's people in the class, and we're all talking. And a lot of them are business owners, or their husbands are business owners, and we talk about it all the time. Of everybody's asking for references on where to go or what to do, and we all try to, and I've noticed it a lot in the past year, we all try to hit local restaurant or local establishments first, like local auto body shops, local restaurants for sure. We all try to hit not the chain restaurants as much as
Yep.
possible. So
But 80% of the restaurants in our town are chains.
yeah, that's what is,
And I don't
that
think
is a
people
bummer.
understand that they are, and they think it's all good for the economy. And, most of those dollars go somewhere else.
It's not. I mean, it's built like a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mhm.
you have all these mainstream chains, they're down here at the bottom of the funnel, and then you have these small businesses that can't compete with that chain. So, you got what's McDonald's, which great business model. I mean, they
Yeah.
rocked it out. I mean, I would never say anything bad against Amazon, Walmart,
Right.
I'm the
McDonald's,
same way. I'm
whoever.
a capitalist, but then there's a point
Yep,
where it goes beyond, it goes global, and then it's not Americans controlling it, but it's stockholders, and a
exactly.
lot of them are not. They don't have our values, and they're trying to take money out of our country. So
Yep. And that's
that's
why you see so many changes now, even with just McDonald's is a good example. You can, the newer ones, and I don't know if you guys see them up there, it doesn't even look like a McDonald's.
right.
It's not saying it has to be the way it was, but that's not McDonald's.
Right.
There always used to be a sense of what McDonald's was. It's not that way, which I'd never go to Starbucks.
Nope.
I've never
Yep.
slurped a Starbucks in my life. I'm not standing in a line for a coffee, but
I
we
will if
used
I'm
to,
trapped in an airport, because that's the only thing that they offer. But that is the only time,
Yep.
and I
we
hate it.
used
I hate
to,
myself when I do it.
yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel very good.
It does not.
A few times when I'd spoke at other people's events, I brought up the fact that if you think about how this country was established and where we're going, it was not back in 1773, which I know is before 1776, but the people that decided that America should be a country and wanted to fight for what America was not Starbucks, Walmart, Target, and McDonald's. It was small businesses that believed in what everybody was offering. It only took, and I know you guys know this, but the 3% that everybody talks about, that's what it took to make America a country, was
Right.
3% of the population. If we could get 3% of America today to stand up and defend what we believe in,
Yeah.
then these small businesses would thrive. I'm tired of seeing small businesses that are like, oh, we're having a tough week, and then Walmart's raking in all this money, which I know that they have expenses too. But if you're offering the same thing to somebody that you want to support that has the same beliefs and you're supporting their family and their employees, you know where that money's going.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We had talked about, just on a whim, I was mad about something one day, which happens quite a bit, by the way. I had said that whenever you go to a restaurant or a mainstream, at the bottom of your check, it should tell you where they donate money to. It's
Right.
like, hey, 1% of your check's going to go to the Democrat Party, or 1% of your check's going to go to the Republican Party. And you can check it, yes or no, that you don't want your money going there.
Yep.
Mhm.
And people don't understand that. They want to walk the walk and show you, rah, 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 I'm a patriot. And then 3 days later, you see them at Starbucks. It's like,
Yep.
well, you're not rah, rah, rah. And you're like a typical Dallas Cowboy fan, where if they're winning, you're rah, rah, rah. And if they're losing, you hate them.
Yep. For sure.
We've got that
That
same
was my
thing
little
here.
soapbox right there.
We've got that same thing here, but our pro team is the Ohio State Buckeyes, so it's the same thing. train.
Oh, yeah. See, I was in Michigan, so you already know I'm U of M. So,
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring
See,
that up,
I'm not a
but
fan anymore, so it doesn't matter.
right? I don't even watch pro sports anymore, anyways. I just
don't
like
either.
making fun of people.
Yeah, we don't watch it, and there's a whole lot of
every
reasons,
now and then we watch the Browns.
just because they're winning again. We don't watch them. We don't
Oh,
watch
Cleveland,
TV.
Cleveland Browns won a game.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
They're actually going to the playoffs.
Hey, do you
Yeah.
see off the subject? Do you see Detroit,
Oh, they're
the Lions?
yeah. That's long time coming.
I do love that. I love that when teams finally get it and, make it like that and aren't dominating year after year, but then the comeback kids.
That's
love that.
impressive. Detroit, Detroit deserves it. And I've never been well, I can't say that. Back in the Jimmy Johnson era, being from Texas, I liked the Cowboys. And then Jerry Jones was a moron and fired a Super Bowl quarterback, but that's a whole
Yeah.
or Super Bowl coach. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So I've been a huge Packers fan. So every time they play the Cowboys, all of our friends, we have a Packer party. And so far we've been good. So I'm hoping this weekend the Packers, even though they're 8-8, can beat the Cowboys, and I can really rah.
That's funny.
So I do got to mention, go to your website real quick. Can I do that?
If it's misspelled, that's on somebody else. I didn't do that.
No. He's trying to get there.
Can you see your website? Or is it just us?
Let me see.
What am I doing?
Wow,
here?
what a good time for the website.
There it is.
Woo! I was going to say,
There we
what a
go.
good time for the website to go down.
No, it's up. It's up. This is the website for everybody who wants to go check it out.
It's a beautiful website.
Like you say, it's free to become a member. Go join, put your business in. But I was scrolling through, just checking out everything, and I checked out this little thing called the POB oath. And I got down to this part right here. I don't know if can you see that? The lion amongst the sheep. So come back to us.
There.
If you notice, I don't know if you can read it, but lions, not sheep. We had to wear that just for that reason, because we're leaders, not followers. You can make it mean whatever you want, but to us, it's, lead, don't follow. And we're trying to lead small businesses. So I don't know if you ever heard of this apparel company.
I haven't. What's the name of it?
What?
Lions, not sheep.
The name of it's not cheap.
Lions, not sheep.
Oh, I thought he said it's not cheap. I'm like, well, what a name.
Probably not cheap. It's not cheap, but yeah, I saw that in your oath, and I thought, well, we need to actually wear our lions, not sheep.
A really awesome guy runs it. So,
I should have sent y'all guys. I should have sent y'all when we set this up a couple of POB t-shirts to get a selfless plug. But
yes, you're like us. We forget those things till like the very last moment, and we're like, dang it, we should have done this or done it. Usually we forget to get a picture when we go see clients, or we just happen to see them out. Or a lot of times I will go see website clients in town, and I'll get back and Pat will be like, well, did you get a picture?
She gets the newest iPhone all the time. She's like, oh, look how clear it is. We can get all these pictures and videos. And we come back from something. Did you take any pictures?
I forgot.
My wife does the same thing. She's like, how many pictures you get for this event? Oh, I'm supposed to take pictures?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoops, my bad.
I'm trying to get better.
If you know them, you should have them join the Patriot-owned businesses.
We're definitely going to plug it. We're going to put it out there because it's all the stuff that we believe in. So what else can we do? Us two, to help small business owners?
The biggest, what I'm finding out with small business owners, and not even just through POB, is just getting the word out.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says, hey, I'm looking for, I don't know, a candle. I'm just as an example, or a plumber or electrician or whatever. It's always easy to go, hey, just Google it, or, just go to Walmart. Yeah, I've seen one at Walmart. It does take that extra 2 or 3 seconds to, go, hey, join Patriot-owned businesses, and, look at their website. They got plenty of people that do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And going and supporting these businesses. We do it all the time. I mean, going back to what you said, I don't have a lot. Well, I do have pictures, but
yeah,
we strive to, even times when we go somewhere, we're like, oh, let's stop here. And we'll go in and ask them, hey, let me give you a card. This is what POB stands for. If you don't agree with us, you can throw the card in the trash
Mhm.
or join us. We don't try to bully anybody into it, but most of them
Yeah.
seem very receptive and they want to be part of it. Which,
Nice.
if these businesses want to be part of an organization like ours or even yours, then the consumer individual needs to have that want and need to also support these businesses.
Yeah.
Don't just invite them and don't go there.
I'm
And
glad I'm glad you
it's
invited me into the website, or to go to the website and be a part of it. And I apologize for not having done that sooner. And I think I saw that you posted in the group too, to have people go to the site to
yeah,
join. That's good, because I'm a website person and I forgot to do it. And I will definitely keep going to the site to look for things. I didn't get a huge chance today to look at all the people in Ohio. Do you know by chance offhand how many Ohio businesses are in now?
I
Now
don't
with
know.
me.
I don't know exactly how many. I know we have a few now. Michigan is starting to grow, so you guys in
Is it?
Ohio need to kind of step it up a little bit and pass
I don't know
Michigan.
if we can ever compete with you guys.
Now, Texas, I think, is always going to be the biggest following for POB.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that. You see those movies where they show the thing that keeps growing. Well, even if it started here and it keeps going, they won't cover everybody. And we try to help businesses all across America, and tell every one of them, post.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest thing. And I'll tell you this, and hopefully everybody listens. When you post, put your location.
Yes.
Hey, I'm looking for a plumber. Well, that's great, but you have now 50 states going, where are you at?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Oh,
might
yes.
know where you're at, but nobody else does.
It's good for engagement, though.
Yes, it is, because what do you think the first comment is?
Where are you?
At? Where are you
That
located?
Pat does have a great point on that. That is perfect
It
for
drives me
engagement.
nuts, though.
And
Right
we tell
again.
everybody too, like when you make a post for your business, put on there, mention Patriot owned businesses. Because if a lot of people don't know how to use the analytics,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so just post it and they'll tell you I'm from POB. It doesn't mean you got to give them a discount. Just, hey, I'm from POB. Then at least you got something to talk about.
It goes,
We're all on the same page.
Yep.
obviously we talk to small businesses all the time. We've been doing it forever. And there's always a conversation that I end up having with, when I'm talking to multiple, it's a thing that I say, it's called compete together.
Yes.
Even small businesses will start to get pissed at another business, and their competitors are doing, I mean, like, you guys are never going to beat the big guys. You got to band together and share the customers. Really, it's compete together and grow, or you're just going to get stomped by these global people.
Yeah. And we see that even in POB. We've had a couple of businesses that, like, I got a message from some lady that got mad because I was supporting an insurance company. Well, he's been a member for 3 years, and he made a post and I commented on it. I support everybody in POB.
Right.
She got mad about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, she was calling me out.
Why? Because she was an insurance agent too?
Exactly. And I
Oh
wasn't
my gosh.
supporting her. But I don't think a lot of people realize I can go back and see how many times they posted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's usually
Like,
never.
your one post that says I'm an insurance agent and you
Yeah.
posted it probably didn't work quite as well as what theirs does.
Right.
And she probably hasn't been involved in helping anybody in any of the commenting either, I'm sure.
No. No, it's all this, the keyboard thing where they're just like, oh, I got to gripe about something.
Mm.
Yeah. And
We
we have
made
that with
we
our
made a
customers.
post, I don't know, it was 6 months ago, not really as a joke, but just to feel people out for POB.
Hmm.
And all the post said was, do you think POB is worth 99 cents a month? That's all the post said. We got hundreds of comments, and most of them bashing me because they think I'm asking them for money.
You're greedy.
I'm like, you're reading it wrong. And one lady says, what are you going to do? Back then we had 14,000 members. She says, what are you going to do with $14,000 a month? I said, you really think every member is going to give me 99 cents a month is the first problem. We were trying to explain that. And I stopped commenting back, but we're trying to explain that, yes, if we got $14,000 a month, you know where that would go? Back into POB,
Yeah.
which in turn would raise your customer base or client base by 1,000-fold.
Well, look at the value you're giving them for nothing. Imagine if you got paid.
This actually, oh my God. This
I mean,
is
God forbid you paid 99 cents a month to be a part of POB. That's devastating.
A group of business owners that are offended that you want to create a business.
Tim,
my God.
And
allow me to join for free. How dare you ask me for 99 cents?
Such an asshole.
A couple of comments on this. Number one, and people need to get the F over it, because there is, number one, I don't think there's anything wrong with you profiting off of something that you built for other people, and that it is of value. It's something of value. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And people need to get over that, because we have a guy here in our local area that during the same time, wonderful guy, Chad. And he and his wife truly just wanted to see all of the restaurants in our area not fold. I mean,
almost your exact story.
It is just almost to a T. And he gained a lot of traction. How many does he have in his group?
Over 100,000.
Yeah, like 100,000 in his group, really, really fast. And he was not a regular business owner either.
He's an electrician.
He's an electrician, and a good one at that. And he's a good person. And the moment he started to actually try to make a little bit of money off of doing this, he spent a lot of time and money, his own money, going to different restaurants.
He was going out to eat 3 times a day.
And he didn't expect,
weeks,
he did not
just to promote them.
He didn't ever expect them to give him any food for free. He wanted to support them. So he and his wife would buy their meal, and then he would talk about it. And
a lot of them would give it to him because they understood his value.
And he would do a video a lot of times talking about them. And it was great, and trying to pump them up and help them. Oh my goodness, did he get such backlash? And a lot of our friends gave him backlash. And for wanting to monetize it a little bit on his own website. And, we try to tell him, you guys, there's nothing wrong with him making money off of a following that he's created. He created a business. Give him a break.
I think yours is worse because you're a group of business owners.
Yeah, well, true.
And that's the bad thing on that. I mean, I sympathize with him 1,000%. That's awesome that he would step up to do that. And I can, as you're telling your story, I can already see the money that he had spent, and people just don't see that. Going back to that, they're like, oh, well, what am I paying for? Really? Do you think the website is free? Do you think my time of going out and visiting all these businesses and traveling and spending fuel and buying tires and oil changes and being up till 3 o'clock in the morning to answer your post?
Yeah.
He literally
the next morning, and you can't figure it out. I just, that's the unfortunate thing, especially with social media, that I'm finding out, being an older man, that as soon as you bring a dollar value or something forward, then they automatically want to decease you for trying to, get money from them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you know what I've went through the last 3 years to even get to where we're at? How much money has came out of my pocket? And I never even asked for a penny.
Yeah.
And that's going back to even with him. That's it. That part has never made sense to me as far as trying to monetize something that benefits other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're not asking for you to send me a $10,000 check so I can run to the Bahamas and have a great weekly vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Very quickly became an actual influencer. He's our age, and it was very, we're in Central Ohio. It was very Central Ohio based to start, and it was right in, the thick of it when people were shutting down, and right when they were allowed to, deliver on the curb and all that crap. He would he had tens of thousands of people, and he would go and make a post about it, and they'd
get mobbed.
They would get just mobbed, and they had dozens and dozens of comments saying, "Oh my God, I've never heard of this place." And they would try it and say it was fantastic. The pizza shop, we live in a little tiny village. There's a pizza shop, and I can't tell you how many times I saw them back then saying, I just drove almost 2 hours to get this because Todd told me to, and it was great. And I mean, those companies that just embraced what he was doing, it was worth thousands of dollars to them.
Yes.
And he actually was very hurt. He came to us and, you know what? Fuck them. Don't listen to those people. It's just, they're not worth it. They're not going to buy your stuff anyway. Just ignore it. It just, you can't please them. So
you're never, and that's even going back to that. That's the only comment I've ever made in POB that I didn't think would be, that viral or that, expressive, I guess would be a good word. And even my wife is like, you just got to stop looking at it, just let it go. Because I was getting mad. I was actually getting very hurt by some of the comments. Now I was proud of some of the people that were coming to defend POB.
It's hard.
But it's hurtful when you see some of this stuff and you're like, it took you 3 seconds to put in there that you think 99 cents is bad, but it's taken me 3 years to get to this point.
Up to $1.
Right. All for 99 cents. And then we didn't even, the post actually started as a joke.
Oh, geez.
To see what people's thoughts were about POB. Excuse me. I mean, there was positive things. Obviously, everything, there's a positive that came out of it. A lot of people didn't even know we were more than just a group on Facebook. It's like, no, we got the website. We're out. I mean, we're an actual organization, but a lot of it was, to me personally, was very hurtful for the fact that even some of these people I've spoken to and seen, it's like, and now before you're like, what can we do to help? And here I'm making a dumb post about 99 cents and you just explode on me like I'm asking you to send me your next born child.
Well, I think you're worth 99 cents a month, so we would pay.
I ain't buying an
Thank you for
$11
that.
cup. I ain't buying an $11 cup though.
Yeah. Hey, don't do that. Hey, but I can get you this one here.
And that's our color. That's one of our colors. Orange and aqua. Is it aqua? Or yeah.
We have aqua shirts, by the way.
You do?
A little short plug there. They're available on www.patriotownedbusinesses.net.
Nice
plug.
So you like that?
I do.
So what?
Put that right in there.
What's next for POB?
Yeah.
Well, we have way more going on and not enough accomplished, if that makes sense. Like my ideas spew all the time, but some of them don't get completed. But this year, the gala is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
We're revamping our events up this year. Actually, we're going to be in Ohio in August.
Really?
And I should have had that info in front of me to tell you where it was at, but I don't remember.
Well, we'll make sure that we share.
But you know what? It'll be posted in Patriot-owned businesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll
actually, it is on the website on the homepage. If you scroll to the bottom, it's on the left-hand side of the webpage.
Okay.
Where we have our events popped up.
Okay.
We're working on a POB cookbook where we're getting recipes from
other asked that this morning.
members. Yep. And I'll include some of my infamous recipes that I don't share with anybody. And it's because I don't remember exactly what goes in there.
Your smoked chicken?
Yes, that's happening today, actually, here pretty quick. And POB Marketplace should be up and running where it's kind of like Etsy and Amazon, but it's all Patriot businesses that list their products, and that'll be on our website.
Nice. So it's a store on your guys' website?
Yep.
Nice.
And we're also doing, which we started this, but we haven't pushed it, but we're going to start pushing it now since we're getting bigger, is it's POB Gives Back, kind of like the tornado thing.
Yeah.
is we're going to start a fund where all the money that goes into there that people donate or win raffles, that all goes into this fund, is set up to, if a business or even an individual, if they're a member of POB, is having an issue, POB wants to help out with that problem.
Mhm.
The example we've been given is if a business is having problems with their online functionality, that they're not very good at it and they feel that they're losing funds that way and their business is failing,
Yeah.
we won't send the money to the business to just pay for help. We'll find a business in POB and ask them to help, and then whatever they end up charging, POB will pay them to help those people
That's a great idea.
kind of discover, how to bring that around. And even extreme things, if somebody's having issues with their electric or something,
Mhm.
they have a pipe burst, we have plenty of plumbers in that, where if we can help out, instead of sending the money to the people, we'll give it to the plumber to go out and fix it, and they'll get recognized for helping, but we'll leave the people's names out of it so that, nobody knows, privacy, so they don't know
Right.
their issues.
Right.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. We actually have a thing on our website for that. It says donate. I think it says the um, POB Gives Back Fund.
Let's find that.
Off your
I
front
do
page.
like yours, by the way. I wrote that all by myself.
That's
You
good.
did?
I did.
That's awesome. Where's it at?
What's an elite member? Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the elite membership is a thing that we've set up for businesses, and it's very inexpensive, where they get perks that other members don't.
Mhm.
One, as you've seen, was their own listing. And then if there's also a listing under the map that you're looking at right there,
Yep.
that's just strictly for POB elite members. They get advertising on our Facebook page also.
Mhm.
I mean, there's about 15 or 20 different perks that an elite member gets over above any other business. Not discrediting other businesses, but they help fund POB, so we give them a bunch of perks to be involved with POB.
Yeah.
And I think we've got almost 50 POB elite members now.
Nice. Nice.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
And the way we're setting that up, because it does cost for advertising and that, and is depending on the area it's in, we limit how many businesses of a certain criteria can join.
Certain
So, like,
industries.
for example, yeah, in DFW, we're not going to allow 20 or 25 roofers to join
Right.
be elite, because that defeats the purpose. So, and actually, I think once we get one more, we're done, because that'll be 6 in the DFW area, which covers 14 million people, or how many ever people live around here.
Mhm.
About 8 million people probably in that general area. So we
So
kind of cut off on who can join in
yeah.
a significant area.
So we call ourselves Local Vibes. How are the vibes in Plano? I know it's a lot bigger
Mm.
than what we live in, but is there like a local scene there with locally owned moms and pops, or are you dominated by Walmarts and Taco Bell?
No, Plano has expanded tremendously over the past years. And because it's kind of a concentrated area right outside of Dallas, there is a huge um, difference between mom and pop shops and big businesses. We still have a lot of just general shopping centers, where you have haircut places and one-off restaurants and
Yep.
one-off hardware stores, and most of them we've been to, and a lot of them are members of the organization. So yeah, we think we've got, I don't know how many people live here, but Plano's huge.
Yeah.
A lot bigger than what I'm usually used to, but
It's just almost a part of Dallas, right?
yeah, the Dallas Fort Worth area is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just east of Columbus. So we're still, we
30
got, we
miles
drive by
east.
cows every day. So we're still country kids.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
well, actually, there are some. We're probably about where we live at right now, or not live at, where the POB hub is at. is about 3 miles from South Fork Ranch,
Okay.
which really isn't much of a ranch anymore from the show Dallas. It's
Mhm.
more
Oh, okay.
fraction now. Yeah.
Ah,
Well, we're getting inundated now with Intel has decided to make its home in
in our county.
in our county. So little Newark is not going to be so little here before long.
Yeah, we've got the
That's a
tech
big
industry.
company.
Yeah.
What was the number? 20 billion or something? They're
We've
bringing
got
in? It's
Google, we've
massive.
got Facebook, we've got all Amazon, all the big ones have warehouses now, just like 10 between 10 and 20 miles from here, from where we live.
It's about
Wow.
So it's going to be
massive, big business.
huge.
Property values are going crazy, but it's going to change all these little towns around here. But
So we're
what are you gonna
still we're fighting for those little guys for sure.
And I mean, there's nothing against big business moving in as
No.
long as the little people can get something from it too.
Yeah.
And that makes
all
them
those
bigger.
all those people have to go somewhere. So, hopefully we'll be able to keep that
The
alive.
number we heard at one time was, we're in Central Ohio. It's right outside of Columbus. It's between us and Columbus. But Intel told our leaders in the area that you need 25,000 more houses, like now.
Wow.
Crazy.
So that's, we should be in a good spot because that's a lot of construction companies and concrete guys and roofing guys and landscapers and restaurants. And, that's going to bring a lot of
Everything.
people as long as, they're not all chains.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's a big push that we even do here. I mean, we do it through POB is, when some of these big contracts and that come up, we've sent messages to Toyota and some of these other companies, which, as our influence grows, we'll have a little more voice in the thing, but we still do it. Hey, don't hire this guy, hire these guys,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're local,
Awesome.
they're a small business, and sometimes it works, sometimes you never hear anything back. So
Yeah. Well, that's good.
All we can do is
Gotta
try.
fight for them.
that's right.
Yep.
That's what I keep telling everybody. The bigger Patriot-owned businesses gets, the more influence we have, the bigger you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
For
And
sure.
the more influence we have just across the board with large companies, if we had, I don't know, 400,000 people as members just in our Facebook group, and we sent a message to some of these bigger companies that we were concerned about something, they would listen.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not going
Right.
to do it now, but then they would be like, oh, wait a minute. If we don't say something, they're going to go on and bash us. And that's 400,000 people who are listening to them.
Right.
Yeah. And that trickles down. I mean, it's the same thing we talk about all the
Yeah.
time. We're trying to get our small business owners in local communities, and it's not just ours, it's anywhere, step up and lead, get stronger, get bigger. You have a bigger voice, as you know, one vote doesn't really mean much anymore, but when you can grow your local strength and, push that power and money up, it can make a difference. And, if we just sit back and let McDonald's and Starbucks take over, they're going to take over.
Yeah.
I mean, if every plumber in a general vicinity got together and stood up for whatever the people would listen. But if you just have one doing it,
Right.
it's not going to work.
Yep.
But if they all did, then it'd be like, oh, wait a minute, this is really a major, ordeal. We got to take care of this. But you got one guy doing it, then hey, he's out there by himself with his butt in the wind, and everybody else is like, I don't want to be any part of that. I don't know.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So you've told me you like the soapbox. I'm about afraid to ask this question.
Oh no.
Which question did we not ask that you wish we had?
Oh, good one.
It's funny that a lot of people ask if we're political.
Yeah.
Or what our political, let me rephrase that. So a lot that we get is what our political standings are. And I was on a show a couple months ago that they asked that, and she just kept hammering on me, and I just would not come off of my beliefs about our politics.
Mm-hmm.
So Patriot-owned businesses is zero reliance or alliance with any political figure. What my politics are my personal thoughts. Nobody else's. Patriot-owned businesses is not Republican. We're not Democrat. We're not Libertarian. We're not independent. We're people that join together to support the Constitution of the United States of America. I could care less who you vote for.
Yep.
If you're willing to
Same as
stand
us.
with me and fight for the well-being of the country so that my sons and their grandchildren and so on and so forth can live in the freedoms that I've enjoyed, I'll stand with you. I could care less if you voted for Biden, Trump. That means this much to me.
Right.
We're the same way.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
political at all. It's just a weird spot to be in, that promoting businesses, people assume
Makes
that means
you-
one side and not the other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
see, and
just,
that's
you know,
bullcrap. One of our
just like your name, Patriot, that they all of a sudden assume that means something. It used to mean something to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, the bad thing is right now our country is so devoted for whatever reason to politics that Republicans just fight. That's all they
Mhm.
do is
Mhm.
fight with each other. You say one thing that's off colored, and I've said this in speeches I've done where if you don't like my hat, tell me you don't like my hat. We can talk about something else because I know you agree with me 90% of the time. Most
Mhm.
of them, I don't like your hat. I'm going to bash you online. I'm going to tell all my friends that you're a bad person.
Mhm.
It makes no sense to me.
Right.
Democrats run into the same thing, but at least they're bonded together.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
Or we're not. Now I'm getting political.
There you go.
Um,
Just put yourself in a
certain
box.
conservative Americans aren't. And we've seen it even in POB, like people asking me to kick a business out because they don't believe in what Trump said or they don't believe in Ron DeSantis or this. I
Mhm.
don't care.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything to me. A good example of that
Right.
is Ron DeSantis was the queen bee forever. As soon as they hinted that he was running against somebody else, against Trump, all of a sudden DeSantis is a bad guy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like, you know what? God gave you eyes for a reason to work. Look anywhere you want to. Stop cornholing yourself or tunneling your tunnel vision into one person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Expand. And that's the good thing is a lot of people in the area here. Chad Prather is a good example. We went to an event and he was speaking and he came out strong about if you're just following this one train, you're an idiot.
Right.
Mhm.
You need to listen to everybody. Don't go by what everybody else does.
Right.
Listen to yourself. Listen to what you believe in. That's what America is. It's your thoughts, your beliefs. Don't just follow somebody.
Yep. And that's I mean, it's either side. They follow everybody. They listen to the TV, and we don't. I mean, we haven't
don't
watched it for like
watch TV.
6 years now before it even became
The news. We don't watch the news.
No, we don't either.
but it's amazing how much they just keep saying stuff that most people know aren't true, but the people that watch that TV think it's true. And it doesn't
Yep.
matter what side you're on. I am not any party. I don't believe any of them. They all, I'm the type of guy that I don't care what you say. I'm gonna watch what you do.
Yep.
And that's politics, that's business, that's everything, watch what they do. And, it's the character that counts, but there's none of, if they come out and run a politician, I don't even care because you're a politician.
Yeah, we tell everybody, even in POB, like we have a lot of politicians locally that want to post. Like we're not a political group. I can't allow the post to go through. Now, if you're doing an event
Thank
at a
you.
POB, then you can post it. Well, will you, endorse us? No, not as POB. I'll do it on my personal page.
Yeah.
If I like you, then I'm not going to do it in POB. I can't
Mhm.
answer for the other 17,000 people. It just
Thank you.
everything
I
revolves
appreciate that.
around that weird spectrum of, it used to be just God, family and friends. Now it's God, politics, Trump and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. Somebody can spin it that you're political about it.
Absolutely.
And it's literally them being political about it.
Gosh, do you remember? I know you would because you're our age.
Old,
Remember, after 9/11 when all that happened. I mean, that was as much as that was a tragedy, a huge tragedy. The way the country acted afterwards, all the
United.
businesses and all the flags that were flown on every house that was a spectacular sight to see.
What that goes back to is the bandwagon jumpers for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The day after everybody's doing it, I got to jump on the bandwagon.
Yep.
But nobody,
Yep.
I've flown a flag in front of my house years. and it'll never change. That flag goes up every day. You know, it's out there for a big, tall, in front of my little house, big, tall, 15 or 20-foot pole.
Yep. I fly one too.
Yep.
The flag to me means the fact that I'm an American and it's going to fly every day. This is how I got my freedoms. I'm part of it. And people, and that was a great example that going back to 9/12, which you see that around 9/11, where people are posting about, I wish it was 9/12 again. Because you've seen that across all of a sudden we're banded together.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, here we go.
Yep.
Back to our own sides.
Yep. Yep.
And that'll, unfortunately, human nature, that'll probably never change. Same thing with Republican and Democrats. We have a very patriotic Democrat that's in our organization that people were sending me messages to boot him out. I'm like, no, I'm going to boot you out because what he is posting is intelligent. He said they made a mistake, and this is what he believes in. So I'm going to boot you out because you came back and said something unnecessary to his intelligent comment.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Every day.
People.
So we got anything
But it's
else?
still a good thing. That's why we're here. That's why y'all are here.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's
we're
what
trying to make
doing.
a change.
I know, you can't make a dent by yourself.
No,
It's a huge thing. That's why, a lot of people, America first, we go down to, we're local first. Wherever you are, try to make that a better place by doing something positive. There's enough negative to take care of all that negative crap. So
quit watching TV.
Yeah, we try to help them.
Read some good books.
Businesses don't go out of business because of a lack of customers. They have a lack of customers because they're not telling enough people about their business. That's our marketing side that we talk. So, we just try to get people to get out in front of more people and tell them what they do. And you're doing that, which, we greatly appreciate what you've built. I'm sure you're really proud of. You should be if you're not.
Right.
But I think we can get a few more people in there just by posting this.
I think so for sure.
Because I can't.
We got to get Ohio on the map.
I can't think of
many. We got to get Ohio to beat Michigan. At least we got to. We got to beat them somehow.
You know what? Yeah, they're all due all blue POB T-shirts and all red ones, and see which ones go first.
Which ones sell the most?
And this is hard for us because his cousin played for Ohio State years ago, and that was back when they were great. They've been
Eddie
great.
George's fullback.
Yeah, it's cool. Matt Calhoun.
Ohio State.
Listening, Matt.
At the shoe.
Yep.
So we've already said it a few times. How do people find you?
Yeah.
What's that little spiel? Your email or your website
Elevator
address?
pitch.
Right. We're very easy to find. You go across any social media and look up Patriot owned businesses. You'll see our logo, which looks like wrong side.
Backwards. There you go.
Yep.
So it's probably backwards, yes.
No, it's not on you.
Our logo that's listed across our social media. We have a very interactive website, which is patriotownedbusinesses.net. And on there is our email. And believe it or not, all the emails go directly to me. So you're talking to the founder of Patriot Owned Businesses when you get an email back.
Great.
And I interact with, even comments and everything. That comes 100% of the comments. If you send me a message, it comes from me.
Nice.
The other admins and that are on there. And if you send them a message, they'll respond. But I'm a very easy to find person when it comes to Patriot Owned Businesses. I'm not hidden in the background.
Awesome. That's fantastic. We'll make sure that we list on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll list
Give your links
all the information,
all that stuff in the description.
how to get in touch with you and push people to it.
And I will send you guys a couple of T-shirts too, by the way, but you have to send me your address.
Thank you.
And they're going to be blue, but
whatever.
We got enough red. I noticed what color you're wearing though.
Yes. Well, actually it's Thursday. Every Friday I wear our red T-shirt that we have. Today for whatever reason, I've got 3 or 4 of these and all of them except for one is red. And
You just knew we were Ohio, and so you had to support the Buckeyes in some way.
Let's go with that. Let's go with
There
that.
we go.
This is my Ohio Buckeye shirt today.
So we're pretty much done here. I do have a question. If you know, is there anything that you would like to ask us? You know, we've got a little experience. We don't have a big group, but you know, anything you want.
God, it's not too often I get to ask the questions. Let me dig into my forte here and see what I can come up with real quick. Okay, going back to what you asked me is, I know you guys do your podcast and have other things, but what is your main, source of, taking care of your family? Is this your main source of income, or do you guys just do this on the side, or do you have a business? Or
I was a boat mechanic in 1998, and we had a baby. And at that point, she said, her very firstborn. At that point, she said, I don't want to go back. I want to take care of the kids.
Yep.
That was 97.
That was
in 98. I left being a boat mechanic, and we have done nothing but websites, SEO, internet marketing since. Neither one of us have ever had another job.
I was doing it for about a year and a half and really got going. Car dealerships were like our first big thing, because in our area there was only one car dealership that had a website. And so I knew I needed to find businesses that needed something every month updated, so we would have recurring income. So I went with Chase in tow, usually, because it's hometown. You could go into businesses with that.
With a baby on her hip.
I knew. No? It was perfect. But I knew the car dealerships, the best thing for them on the internet was to show their inventory. Was first to have a website, because most of them didn't have it. And second was to have their inventory online that people could shop. And so that's what we did for years. And then I would get, because I have an art background, I had a scholarship to Ohio State in fine arts. Art was my thing. And so website design, that was my thing. And so that got me and allowed me to then be able to do other websites. So we don't have, it's a good thing and a bad thing. We don't really have a niche anymore. We just help
small business,
everybody, because I liked doing websites for all different types of businesses. So we did that. And, we've gone through so many ups and downs. Just like 9/11, we had like 21 dealerships that we were working with, and we dropped half overnight, the day after, because nobody was buying anything. So what all these businesses have dealt with during the big C word and the time off that everybody had, we felt that back at 9/11 too. Maybe not to the extreme of what businesses felt during this. I think this was a little bit longer, but it was still, we went through that. We went through the housing crash. Now we went through everything, the C word. And,
so we've been 100% home-based business before home-based business was cool.
And now we we do a CRM, like a lead. It's a lead machine. We call her Justine. We gave her a name that goes along with websites and helps businesses like manage their customer relations. So it's fun. It changes all the time. Our kids are a part of it. They're a part of it, then not a part of it, then a part of it.
Finding their own things.
But it's fun. It's a family business. We love it. It's all we've known. It's all they've known.
So that's the epitome of a small business right there.
Yeah. We've worked about this close for 25 years. So.
Yep.
She's got me trained well.
Loves it.
He got me. Good answer. Good answer. She got me trained well. That's always been a question on things that we've done where somebody goes, how long? They'll ask, hey, we've been married for 50 years because I listen to what she says.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the answer.
It is the answer. Not the facts, though, right?
Oh, whatever. Whatever. All right.
Well, that's
make sure you guys post in POB about your business and that. That's what it's for. I know we have plenty of people you could have as a guest.
Yeah,
that'll be awesome.
We're actually looking to do it. It's something I'm not an extrovert, and I didn't think I'd ever like podcasting, but
we love it.
It's like networking, get new friends every day.
And it's fun doing it with people outside of Ohio.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, because I'm sitting here in 69-degree weather in Texas.
Quit rubbing it in, Tim. Quit rubbing it in.
Look at
See what our temperature is right now.
So it is a good thing that I didn't do this outside, which I was going to do it out on our deck, but they were weed whacking across the street, so it would have sounded weird.
We're all the way up to 41 now, so
That's not
balmy.
Nice.
But
That's
it's on its
not
way
bad.
down. So
Oh, I'm sorry, we're at 70. I was wrong.
But
I like
see,
69 better.
it always ends up that way. We have sunshine. I mean, we don't have sunshine.
Yeah.
We have gray. Do you have sunshine?
Very much so. Not a cloud in the sky.
Awesome.
Actually, most of the light you're seeing in the background is coming from the skylights.
Oh.
We'll see the sun again in May.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So this
But
was
see,
awesome.
then you can rub it in with me in the middle of August, and
You're
I'm
hot.
telling you it's 114 here.
Uh-huh.
You're
That
like,
is
oh, well,
true.
it's 87 here.
Yeah, 87, beautiful.
That is true.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate what you're doing for small business owners.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me today. It's been awesome.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
And if you ever need anything, hit us up and we'll do the same to you, and we will be in your group.
Awesome. Sounds great. And hopefully we'll see you at an event there in Ohio soon.
Absolutely.
For sure.
If we're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll check it out and absolutely try to get down there. That's our wheelhouse.
Maybe it'll be close by.
Maybe not.
It might be. Like I said, go to the homepage, scroll to the bottom. It's on the left-hand side.
And we'll check it right when we're done.
We will.
All right, guys.
Tim,
You
I
guys have a
appreciate
blessed weekend, and really super enjoyed talking to you.
Awesome. Let's
Thank
do it again
you.
sometime.
We will.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.